please.
Okay, go ahead, Rob.
We're learning that this isn't really organic, that this is highly coordinated, that there's money that's behind this. Some of it is federal grant money or California state grant money even that has gone to these organizations. They've turned around and used it to go after and create this actual rioting and this. There's not protesting anymore. This is absolutely rioting.
So what legally can be done? I mean, it seems like if they're going, it sounds like a misappropriation of funds. I'm sure it was never intended for that funding.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're using the grant money other than it was intended for sure, but you also have this notion of, are they getting people out and encouraging and fomenting the rioting? It looks like that maybe they are. And if they are, that would be aiding and abetting this kind of misconduct, which is criminal conduct. And aiding and abetting is also a criminal offense. And there might even be.
Oh, go ahead.
There might even be an opportunity to investigate them for conspiracy as well, because if they've organized this criminal enterprise, then that's conspiracy.
It's pretty wild to hear that. Vinny, your thoughts?
I just think we should do what Japan does when it's rioting and looting and it gets out of control. The cops spray blue paint on everybody coming out so you could recognize them.
High pressure water would die. Just
dye
like
in
when
it.
you rob a bank, the dye that's on the
Yeah, so when your dumbass is just at work and like, hey, what'd you do this weekend? He's like, I don't, like, look at your face, bro. There's blue stuff.
I visited Willy Wonka's factory, actually.
Yeah.
It's totally legal.
But I think, and Pat, we were talking about this a couple weeks ago. What was going to be their thing? Because we're waiting for it. He's kicking ass. The trade, the tariffs, everything is kind of coming into order, and then all of a sudden this is popping off. But Mike, you made a great point. Like, bring it on.
It's great.
Bring
man.
it on,
great.
Because you know what? We're tired of this shit. And I love, what was that guy, Harry Anton? He looks like he's taking a crap. And why is he so shocked? He won the popular vote. He won every swing state. That's what we want. And it's like the Thomas Homan, Pat, made a point yesterday. I forgot which podcast he was on in regard to. Let me find it really, really quick. Thomas Homan. Oh, yeah. So he revealed that all of this popped off. You know that we're waiting for the George Floyd moment that they're waiting for? The ICE raid that set it all off was the target of a multinational illegal money laundering scheme linked to the Mexican and Colombian cartels. That's how this started. They weren't grabbing dads and moms and kids getting ripped out of their arms. And he said that the location is one of many and that they're laundering hundreds of millions of dollars to fund cartel activities. And the Trump administration is going after their money. That's why they're rioting. That's why they're losing their minds. And in that raid, they got, this is so random, a rapist and a murderer convicted was grabbed out of that place. So,
and there's an attempted murderer in the anti-deportation protest because of the Molotov cocktail. So I think what the liberals and the media, though I repeat myself, don't understand is what Trump is doing is the moderate option. Okay, they think this is really extreme that you would arrest even the criminals, even the violent criminals. This is very much the moderate option. If the Trump deportations continue at their current pace, by the end of this term, Trump will have deported something like, I don't know, call it 250 to 400,000, maybe if we're lucky, illegal aliens. There are 11 to 16 million illegal aliens in the country conservatively. So I'm not knocking Trump. Clearly, he's ramping things up and he's dealing with a lot of strong headwinds in the other direction. But what I'm saying is, people voted for mass deportations, okay? Yep. And so 400,000 in 4 years, that's a drop in the bucket. Trump has a lot of political leeway to ramp this up significantly. He will not get blowback from any of the people who matter.
Here's the thing that I will say. If you want to play this clip, Rob, go for it.
She's looking
Nancy
good.
Pelosi.
She's looking really good.
She channels Biden. Watch
go
this.
for it.
In a bipartisan way, on January 6th, with violence against the Constitution, against the Congress, and against the United States Capitol, we begged the President of the United States to send in the National Guard. He would not do it. Not only would he not do it.
Can we get a fact check on that?
Yeah, we have a video.
Law enforcement people were being harmed. Some later died. He would not send it in when an instigation that an insurrection that he incited was causing damage to those assigned to protect the
Hang on
Capitol
to that podium.
and the Constitution that day to accept the results of the Electoral College.
What?
So when they say something like
Now we have an electrical college. That's shocking.
Do they think people don't remember like the clips like with her daughter? Like, do they really know? Do they really think that no one's gonna know? Okay, go ahead and play this clip, Rob.
We have responsibility, Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff that should we call the Capitol Police? I mean, the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
They thought that they had sufficient resources.
That is not a question of how they had. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for more.
Oh, weird.
Oh.
And you make a great point. By the way, she's 85 years old, and I don't know
in that picture.
Yeah, I don't know when. Yeah, I don't know when the Democrats are gonna just get away from people like her and Chuck Schumer and just anyway. But the January 6th thing, Pat, that's one thing. Why isn't any reporter in that room? There's Republicans in that room with her, stopping her like they always do when it's a Republican, and say, "Time out, Miss Pelosi. You're full of shit. We have a video. You said it, and there's proof."
But they don't need to. They don't. I agree. They should if they had any integrity.
Say something.
But they don't need to because you'll do it. Because it's not even us. It's like pseudonymous Twitter accounts will do it immediately. So they're not going to. They used to get away with this for decades. They can't get away with this for 5 seconds now. And even the beginning, the idea that she was going to deflect from people trying to murder cops in LA and burning parts of the city down by saying, well, you know, January 6th. You think, well, it's going to be the year 2027. 2227. She's going to be 300 years old. She's going to be lying on her deathbed. Her final words are going to be January 6th. It's
Can
not.
you imagine?
You're getting diminishing marginal returns on that.
That's the part where those things are going to work today. Rob, can you play this clip? Here's another fellow who is talking about what's going on, and he had a complete different perspective. Go ahead and play this clip.
Someone asked me if I support the protests that are going on in LA. I 100% do. Please keep going. Burn down your own backyard if you must. You know why? Because this right here is the greatest campaign ad that this side never had to pay for. Y'all motherfuckers out there in Los Angeles throwing a full-blown fucking tantrum. Like y'all just crawled out the Rio Grande, screaming death to America. In a country that gave you the fucking freedom to do that shit. You were born at Kaiser Permanente in Burbank. Stop it. You ain't no Chapel, you're Chris from Pasadena. You ain't cartel born. You were Target born with a Costco membership by age 5. Half you motherfuckers protesting ain't even Mexican. You're American with Mexican heritage. And a tattoo of the Virgin Mary you got on a Vegas bender. Don't get it twisted, I respect the heritage. But flying a foreign flag while shitting on the country that gave you the fucking freedom to do it, that's not pride. You don't even go to fucking Mexico unless it's for spring break in Cancun with a passport you got from the U.S. government. Boom. And you won't go live there. Why? Because you like your DoorDash, your 7-Elevens, your air conditioning, and your freedom to scream dumb shit without a cartel rolling up on your motherfucking ass. And let's be honest, ain't nobody screaming death to Mexico while flying an American flag through Guadalajara. You know why? Because that's how you end up in a back alley, starring in Cartel TikTok Season 3. Meanwhile, the rest of America is sitting back watching you block freeways during rush hour, destroying businesses, wearing $300 fucking Jordans, screaming about injustice, in the city with the most social programs and diversity hires in the fucking country. Y'all are the political version of throwing a Molotov cocktail at a fucking Prius because you're mad about gas prices.
This guy's good.
So listen, I'm not mad you're passionate. I'm mad you're dumb. And your dumbass behavior is helping the other side more than a Trump rally in Texas with free brisket. Every time y'all riot, loot, tearing up your own shit, you're just birthing another red voter.
So you can pause it. So here's a question. Here's a question. Adam, I'm going to come to you first. And I want you to try to be focused on this question. The question is this, okay? How different would it have been if Trump would have waited 48 hours to respond, 72 hours to respond, 5 days to respond? So let's role play this. He responds swiftly. This was a peaceful protest until you got involved and you made it to be chaos. Okay? He takes his time. What happens then? Is Newsom begging and saying, we've been calling, asking for the government to get involved in it? What happens if the president doesn't respond for 4 or 5 days instead of swiftly responding? And I'm going to come to you first.
Well, the whole city would have burnt down because Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass didn't do anything. It was funny. I was having a conversation with our friend Scott that was here the other day who lived in L.A., and I was like, hey, did you see what happened in L.A. over the weekend? He goes, no, what's up? I go, the whole city's on fire. He goes, again? Like as if like there was another fire. I go, no, it's a different fire this time. This time it's man-made. Well, maybe the last time was man-made as well. I don't know. And he's like, what happened? I go, yeah, they're all protesting, ICE raids, everything like that. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm so glad I got out of there. So the reality is this. Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, I don't follow California like you guys do. You guys all lived there for 20 years, decade. I've spent a couple summers there. I give 0 Fs about California. In Florida, I'm looking at California on the other side of the country,
Adam,
and I'm like,
say
what
focus on the
losers?
question. So
the city could have, should have, and would have burnt down if not for
that's
Trump.
what you think. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, Michael, what do you think? Say the president waits 4 or 5 days, doesn't respond, no National Guard, no Marines. How different of an approach would Newsom have taken, and what would have happened to California?
Well, all of the focus would have just been on the deportation rate. So, there was no way that the Democrat response publicly was ever going to be different than it was. Either you're going to complain about the Marines, or you're going to complain about the National Guard, or you're going to complain about Tom Homan. But you remember, Trump is the one who started it. Actually, the Democrats started it when they let all the illegals in. But Trump is the one who set the stage for this political episode. And he did it for justice, and he did it for law enforcement. He did to give the voters what they want. But the man could not have scripted it better. He's a showbiz guy, and he was a top network TV star. So I think he knew that, okay, if he comes in right away, then they're going to complain about his response to their response to the deportations. Had he let it play out, you would have had some more rioting, some more looting, and the Democrats would have just been complaining about Trump in a different way. I don't know that the actual number of cars burned and people attacked and cops threatened, I don't know that totally would have changed. So in my view, I attribute at least 4D chess to Trump on a lot of these things, on the political showbiz of it all. I think he just played it out well. He backed them into a corner where anything they did was going to redound to their detriment.
Okay, Tom, what do you think?
I think that we saw the playbook for the Palisades fires with Gavin Newsom saying, getting caught trying to get in a car, faking that he was on a phone call, wouldn't talk to the citizen, was getting in the SUV, and Karen Bass denying what was going on, and the fire chief. And remember what they then wove in? We're out here trying to do this ourselves. We could use some help. Where's the president? Why doesn't he come out here? And so they would have just found a way to spin it on Trump. And I think we saw the playbook with the Palisades fire, the way he spun that.
So here's what I think it's going to be interesting to do. If I was an advisor on the inside, I would have said, perfect. Now that we know he responded like this, California responded like this, when this happens in any other blue state, let it happen. Give it 4 or 5 days. You're going to go into 1,500 cities? Yeah, no problem. Red states. They don't have a problem if we send National Guard. They don't have a problem if we send support. Blue states, you don't need it? No problem. You got it. Go ahead, Illinois, Chicago. Go ahead, or whatever Spokane, Washington. Go ahead. You're right. You got it. Handle yourself. Now, if they come back and they flip and they say, why don't you send National Guard? The government didn't help. They didn't do anything. Oh, now make up your mind. Mm-hmm. What do you want to do? This is going to be a very easy way of catching the contradiction in their argument of what's really going to be happening if people do show up or not show up. California became the case study. Newsom's either going to look like a clown, a fool, in the next few weeks if they flip the approach. Now, the problem with that is some people may say, is that the best thing for the citizen that's living in that city? No. Why play politics? Do what's right for the citizen and don't play politics with these guys because the American people voted for you. There are people that voted for you in these cities like Chicago, like New York, and you know what Trump's going to be doing. Trump's going to be supporting him no matter what. But the reality of it is, I wonder how they would have reacted if time was taken, if nobody did get involved. A couple of things to be thinking about, that citizens are taking matters in their own hands. What is this, Rob? This is what? This is...
That was the fake phone call. I'm on an emergency call. I'm trying to talk to people. I remember that, yeah.
But go to the citizen. Here's a guy, look what he throws at ICE or the sheriff, or who is that? Is that Marshall?
I would say Marshall, like it's a tactical unit.
I don't know who it is, but watch what happens here, folks. Watch this. Go ahead.
This is yesterday. Hey, what's up, fool? I'll do the voiceover. Hey, what's up, fool? Hey, that's my drink,
Are you kidding me?
Yes, that's it. Boom! That's how you get it.
Can I confess something?
All of a sudden, Lawrence Taylor shows up and just takes this guy down?
That's called a citizen's arrest, ladies and gentlemen.
Last night, I get to my hotel, and I hadn't seen that video, and it popped up on my Twitter. I must have watched it 10 times.
I did.
It's
I
on
did. I
repeat.
did this
Let's just watch it one more time. I know a football team that wouldn't mind signing that guy to
Hey, what's
protect.
up, fool?
By the
Go
way,
Chargers,
the
Mikey
Cincinnati
Spano, sign this guy.
Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals should sign him to protect Joe Burrow.
All right,
Go
Ray, I'll
ahead.
do the voiceover.
And here we go.
Hey, what's up? What the?
There's
Hey,
no
what's
helmet,
up, babe?
and
Hey,
that's
take my drink,
concrete.
eh?
What are you
I'm gonna run
thinking is
away,
going to
fool.
happen?
Oh, boom!
Yeah.
I like the
The catches in California, from what I've seen for the last 5 years, the guy that tackled him is going to get in trouble.
Oh, for sure.
He's the guy to go to the jail. The other guy's going to get cash bail.
Not
there's
this
one other,
week.
There's one other element here as far as timing goes. Don't forget, Trump is a master of timing and marketing. What was happening, the number one story in the world 24 hours before this was
Elon
Trump
Musk
versus
and
Elon.
Trump.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, boom,
Gone.
that goes away.
Yeah.
Hey, did you hear what happened to Trump and Elon? No. Did you see what's going on in LA?
Oh, you
Boom.
think Trump did that?
Do I think Trump did what?
You think Trump responded the way he did to eliminate that story?
I
Or you
think
that's
there's an
just the
element
news
of
side?
Trump. If you're thinking, if you're playing 4D chess,
Okay.
if you want to give him a little bit of credit,
I'll tell you, look, if that's
you
the
don't
case-
think that Trump would use that opportunity to deflect from him being on Epstein Island?
So then now that's
Hang on.
taken over.
No?
What about
I'm
Iran?
dead wrong here?
Well, well then with
Tom,
that,
what was that noise?
Vinny, go ahead.
That the bong
well,
rip?
what about
quick bong hit, it makes your
so
points
say your
clear.
point one more time. Honestly,
I'm saying,
yes.
there's probably a little bit of likelihood of Trump responding quicker than maybe he wanted to have.
Okay. I
Because
got
Trump
you.
understands letting California, LA burn down. He's going to say, look at Karen Bass, look at Gavin Newsom. You're letting your
Gotcha.
city, your state and your city. So he's like, all right, I'm in the news for not good things. Like, was the
Yeah,
Elon
Epstein
thing
list. Yeah, that's a
a
horrible
good thing
thing
or
to say.
bad thing for Trump?
No, bad.
Bad.
But now-
okay, let's steal the headlines.
So what would
and
so what would you say
go
in
to
that sense? So
California.
now that so the Elon
I don't
thing
think
was
that's a
here,
crazy
then
theory.
Then the ICE raids, but then now what's going to shut this up? Because this is a bad look. It's going to be what the Iran thing is next because that's coming up.
Yeah, but I think this is a good look for Trump. And by the way, if that theory is true, if Trump sent in Tom Homan and then the Guard and then the Marines in order to distract from mean Trump tweets, Elon, I'm talking right to you now, buddy. I know you're watching. Elon, you need a lot more mean tweets. We need to I want Tom Homan in every city in this country. I don't care how many tweets it takes.
Yep.
I love it. If that
Elon,
theory is true.
but then 24 hours after that,
Yeah.
Elon reverses course and
so let-
apologizes.
yeah. So let me
Guys,
let me ask you a
I've
question,
heard
though.
way wilder theories
Hey,
on this
so,
show.
Pat,
This weekend is Flag Day, okay? And we're celebrating a lot of different things. And in the whole respect of Flag Day, we have some new merch. An item that I don't know what happened. We launch it at midnight, and we send an email to the people that are insiders that buy merch, and it's gone already. But we have some of it still that's left, the numbered stuff that we have. Here's a clip about what's about to come out and the new hat that's out. I have a feeling some of you guys are going to lose your mind, and you're going to want it ASAP. So go ahead and play this clip, Rob. I love that shit. Show me the hat.
damn. Oh wow.
Limited edition,
Wow, that-
numbered hat. And these are the ones that comes in this box. It's numbered out of 250. And when you get it, there's a card inside with the hat here. I'm going to unwrap it. Chris said don't do it.
Chris
has got so
Too
many
late.
rules.
Sorry,
This guy,
Chris.
He's so creative. Creatives have a lot of rules.
Yeah, too late. Oh, that's
And
bad.
if you see
We're gonna
this
teach
hat
him business
here,
next
look at
year.
this. That's right. It's going to happen eventually. Future Looks Bright on the side with the Valuetainment on the back,
What
and
number
Future
is
Looks
that?
Bright
America
here.
wrote that,
This is not
American
numbered.
Vinny,
This
it's
is
like
the
little Air
promo.
Force guys.
I love it.
Everything there is going to be numbered. That'll come out to you. And there's a lot of, Rob, if you can go on other items, this is limited out of 250. So this will go out in the next hour, but you got other gear that you have with the American flag on it. Represent it, sport it, go to work, your flip-flops, the hats, shirts, whatever it may be. If you're proud to be an American and you love Valuetainment and Future Looks Bright, go represent, put the gear on, and go to vtmerch.com and get your latest numbered Future Looks Bright hat. Rob, if you can put the link below, go to vtmerch.com. By the way, if you go on eBay right now, it's crazy what's going on with these numbered hats that people buy and post them on here. That one right there to the left is 1 out of 250 guys selling it for 10 grand. The other one is 43 out of $53,000. These are our limited edition hats that are on eBay. For some of you that don't buy it here, we will not reproduce this. This simply ends up being on eBay. So if you want to add it to your collection, go to vtmerch.com, place your
$500,
order. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.